smile. And it, of course, is the famous and, of course, beauty Tide. And then there is Portia Monique,
Hey, hey.
Romeo International, and A.R. Shaw. We are rolling out AM. What's happening, everybody? What's happening? It is morning. It's sun is shining, nice and bright.
The sun is shining, shining, nice and bright, bright. The birds are chirping, chirping,
and I'm ready to fly.
Time to get ready, ready
for another day.
No one can stop us. Oh, we gon' learn to play.
Oh, every day we learn and play. We do our best, so we'll be great.
Oh, 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 oh. You do your best, best,
and I don't mind.
So let's get ready, ready, ready.
Cause it's about that time.
Good morning, morning, you good morning. How do you do? Good morning. Time to be great. Good morning.
Your hands and play. Good morning. So start today. Good morning.
Open your eyes. Good morning.
Reach for the sky.
Good morning, 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 morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. How do you do? Good morning, 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 morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. How do you do?
Good morning.
You see me on my grind.
Woo. Stars got to shine.
I'm a supernova.
Yeah, you see me taking over. Yeah,
I'm on the move. I got a way to shine too. So let me hear you say, every day we gon' learn to play.
Hey, 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 this is rolling out AM, and we are the wake up call. Wake up! What's happening, everybody? With Ty Cooper, Romeo International Cast in the city, Portia Monique, and the sipping giant A.R. Shaw with the gold goblet.
You know, I can't keep my eyes off of Portia. You know, I just this background and those earrings and that red lipstick is popping. Love it.
Thank you, Ty. I got to shout out my homegirl too. Yes, she has a Parisian flair going on this morning. Yeah, she looks beautiful and also Cass in the city, always so gorgeous.
I am so overjoyed. This is so beautiful, given that we don't get out and see our sisters. Yes, it is wonderful to see you guys reflecting such positive imagery because it is tight in these streets. This is how we get to greet each other. Big hugs to everybody from over here. It's the best I can do for you. Wakanda for all those. Wakanda for all our brothers and sisters who are still mourning. Don't stay and mourn too long, you guys. You know, can't go to a place you can't get out of. It is really important that you change the narrative each and every day during COVID back to positive. So work on changing that narrative. Romeo?
Don't let Portia give you that big ass flex. Mrs. Steve was just like, hey, Portia, you coming on? Oh, let me get ready. And then 2 seconds later, she popped on with earrings.
Like, that's why I couldn't look. Romeo, you're right. I'm looking like, wait.
Right.
This is somebody that was not ready. But no.
Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that.
She came ready. She came ready. Everybody needs to come ready like this. Hey, wake up, y'all. Let's go.
Wake up call. Rolling out AM. It is happening right here today. Ty Cooper, I know you've got something happening. Beauty.
Always. You know, I got to empower and inspire. Always.
Every day. Say it. You're glowing over there.
Ooh. Grinding pretty. What's up, Kay?
Every day. Say it. You're glowing over there.
Ooh. Grinding pretty. What's up, Cass? What you got going on? I see those curls popping.
Just Wednesday, y'all. Halfway through the week. Like Romeo said, we're gonna have a good show today. Got some exciting news for y'all coming up. It's good to see y'all this morning.
Yeah, man. Anytime anytime, hey, the way it is now, Cass, hey, anytime you wake up, you won. You won.
I know that's right.
You won. The rest of the day is easy. Let's go.
No matter what
Cass,
it is.
to the city, take us someplace. I'm sorry, Kai.
No, you good.
Starting off my report with some news and fashion, my girl Cardi B has been named as the new face of Balenciaga. She shared this picture on her Instagram yesterday saying, this is a billboard that is actually in Paris. Speaking of which, Ty, we just were talking about Paris. But she said she remembers seeing her face on a billboard in New York City and how she felt, but she wishes that she was in Paris to see this. Because this is huge. So shout out to Cardi B. She looks great in this. But she keeps on doing her thing. So shout out to her. Up next, we have a new list of Black content that is hitting Netflix this month. Starting off yesterday, they released a list of new shows and popular movies that are coming to Netflix throughout the month of September. Barbershop, Menace to Society, Set It Off, Sister Sister, Girlfriends, and a couple more are coming to Netflix this month. So check that out. The story is going to be on the site today. So make sure you guys go see that full list. Up next.
Minister Society? Oh,
you know you done messed up, right? You know you done messed up, right?
You know you done messed up.
No, you messed up, right?
Yes.
Shout out to Bill Duke. Bill Duke was only there. He was only in the movie for like 10 seconds, and he like stole the entire film, man. That was legendary.
Yes.
Yeah.
So definitely go to Netflix. If you haven't seen Minister Society, you would know what we're talking about.
So shout out to Netflix keeping a whole, a list of Black stories. There's a whole tab for that on there. So check that out. Up next, for our Uber riders out there, we have some news. Uber has just announced not only do you have to be wearing a mask to get in your ride, but now they're requiring that you take a selfie showing that you have a mask on before your ride is accepted. So Netflix is not playing any games about mask wearing. So you either abide or you got to find another ride. And we're going to get into these birthdays. Today is
did you
Cat.
Nah. Are you in this ride?
Hey, gotta follow the rules. Birthdays, it is Cat Williams' birthday today, as well as NBA player Brandon Ingram. So shout out to them.
Brandon Jennings. Brandon Ingram. Okay, it says Brandon Jennings, but it's Brandon Ingram's from the New Orleans Pelicans. Sorry. Go ahead.
Shout out.
We got balloons, yeah. The cake is on the way. We got the music playing, cause it's your holiday. Woo! We invited family, and everybody came. I strike a pose for me like you in a picture frame. You got your finest clothes on, and $1 million smile. So we gon' celebrate you for a while. Yeah. And don't forget we got the candles when you away. Don't forget we got the candles. Happy birthday, gonna celebrate you for a while. Blowing you away. Wait. Candles. Happy birthday, happy girl.
Hey, before y'all kick back in, let me back up. Shout out to Iris Baker on Facebook. And Iris, I love you. You don't gotta protect us. Mr. Porter Freeman Brandon, who made the comment, "Good morning. I hope y'all talk about real issues." And Iris Baker's in there protecting her team, saying they do talk about real issues. Let me tell you something, bro. I'm not my team. I'm not my big sister Ty, my little sister Cass, Amir, or Portia. I eat your ass up. It's 2020. I'm way past the trolling. It's too much going on in life. So we do talk about real issues. We talk about fun issues. We talk about stuff that uplifts our people. We talk about stuff that uplifts the nation. Now, if this is your first time watching the show, this is your fault, brother. Now, I'm gonna need you to step up, get yourself together, because today it ain't that day with Romeo International. But we glad you're here. So good morning. I'm sorry, Ty, I just had to, because Iris was.
Nah, I'm finna co-sign because it ain't that day today, bro. And if you want to talk about any type of other issues, you go ahead and talk about it. Use your platform. Use that mouth God gave you, brother, and you do it your doggone self.
You heard my big sis said, see, this is the type of thing. Hey, Ty the type of sister where you be fighting in the front yard and she just come out the door and start fighting. She don't even ask you what you
right.
Hey.
Come out with a pot, like what?
Come on, man.
Hey, y'all better
Like
leave.
that.
Anytime now, leave us alone. We talk about real issues. Welcome to the show.
But here's the thing, Portia. It's 8:11 a.m. Did you wake up, man? How you wake up, man? It's 8 o'clock.
Tell you.
So,
in Jesus' name, we're gonna pray. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay.
All
and
right,
moving on.
Yeah, and Portia.
Let's go, Portia. Show them we got some real issues.
We got real issues.
Right.
Start off with my Detroit homeboy, Big Sean. He just want to clear the air. And he basically wants to let everyone know that the song that he made in 2015, I Don't F With You, was not about his ex-fiance, Naya Rivera, that unfortunately, tragically died. I believe it was last month. She was out, I think she was boating or on a ski-doo or whatever it was with her son. And she tragically died. So he just wants to let the world know that that song was not about her. So y'all sitting up there attacking him. He said it's hurtful that people believe it was about his split from the Glee actress, but in reality, it was not. He's quoted by saying she's made such an impact on people and she's done so many great things in her life and her career that it was hurtful to even have that song be associated with her. So just want to let the world know it was not about her.
Yeah, I saw that people were like, it was like cancel Big Sean, and you had all of her fans, I guess her Glee fans were going at him like, we're gonna cancel him, we're not gonna listen to his new album. And I'm just like, man, come on, man. It's like, even if it was about her, it's like we've all like
Years ago.
in the heat of the moment felt a certain way about an ex. And it's a fun song to me. I just think it's funny. I just think like, yo, like, I don't mess with you no more. It ain't really that deep.
Listen, that's my when him and Cardi B, when Cardi B say, if I see you and I don't speak, that means I don't F with you. And then Big Sean, like my theme song, when I don't F with somebody, it's always, I don't F with you. That's all I wanted to say.
You have to bleep out every on the word.
Well, I don't think the council culture really doesn't have rules to it. Like it's just you wake up one.
That's not legit. Like it's not something that just like come on.
Right. Yeah. Just say it. Have rules to it. Just hey, we're gonna cancel you today. Oh, okay.
The song is like 4 years old, right? Isn't the song like 4 years old or something?
15, 5 years ago.
He knew about the song. He played the song for her. She liked the song. Unfortunately for them, they had a very public breakup, and it appeared that the song may have been about her. Even the video may have alluded to it, but he's going on record and he's saying that the song was not about her.
Got it.
Do not cancel Big Sean. That's all I got to say. Okay. Next story. Jacob Blake's father is in the news, basically saying that more than a week after he was shot 7 times, his family says that he is no longer in danger. However, he is still paralyzed and they don't know if the paralyzation is going to be permanent or not. So, bright side to a very dark and gloomy story. He's still alive. Like he still has his life. We're not marching because he died. However, it was still unjust. He still got shot. He's paralyzed. He got shot in front of his kids. It's traumatizing. The nation is still mourning. So we're going to definitely keep him in his prayers. Hopefully he's able to fully recover from this and then, be able to sue the police department and maybe get some monetary, dollars for the unjust things that happened to him. So
Well, no, we want criminal charges as well. We think that officer needs to be charged. What he did was excessive force, shooting someone in the back 7 times. So we want to get charges. You know, money, like regardless of how much money he gets, he may never be able to walk again. His life will never be the same. It was a traumatic situation. So we want that officer to be charged with a crime for shooting him 7 times in the back.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's definitely going to go down in history. And I really, truly cannot wait until he gets to a point where he can tell his testimony and he tell exactly what happened and what they did. Because unfortunately, like all the other victims, they're not alive to tell their story, but he is. So I'm waiting to hear from him.
True.
Next story on the docket is Chadwick Boseman is there's a petition to have his statue erected in his hometown. The Black Panther star, of course, he tragically died from colon cancer, but his fans have signed a petition to get a statue created in his hometown of Anderson, South Carolina. So we really hope that this happens. There's also I think it's a hologram of his picture floating over Robert E. Lee's statue as well. So I don't know if you guys heard about that. Did you guys hear about that, Amir?
Yeah, so they want the Confederate statue removed, and they want the Confederate statue replaced with Chadwick Boseman's statue, which I think is an excellent idea.
Yes, absolutely. So where's the petition? I'll sign it, I'll put it out on my doggone social media. Let's get that signed. Let's get that done. Let's remove the one statue and get his statue erected. So,
Yeah. Let's go.
I think that was it for me. Let's move on to the social report.
Well, thank you, Portia, for that informative information that you presented on rollingout.com. You're the greatest.
Thank you.
Now, back to Patty Romeo. I just joking. I ain't gonna start with that day. Hey, Romeo International. It's the social report. I'm saying, Kaz, they don't start it. It's a social report. This is where we're gonna go. My uncle Jay-Z and Will Smith team up to produce a miniseries on Emmett Till's mother. Now, the reason that this is epic is because it's actually going to outline her journey from beginning where her son was accused, through the process that they went through to find him, through the process they went through of finding out what happened after. And it's supposed to, I'm not sure what outlet it's supposed to be streaming on, but I will keep you guys updated on that. But the fact that Jay-Z powerhouse, Will Smith powerhouse done teamed up, that's a lot of power in one house. So respect to them. Also, next
for good. No, I was just saying they're using their platforms for good. So shout out to those brothers. Definitely.
Yeah. Use their platforms for good. Good.
Yeah, shout out, man, to Will and Jay, man. Of course, Emmett Till, his lynching was definitely the start of the civil rights movement, and his parents, his family still haven't had justice. Like the woman who accused him, Carolyn, she's still alive and she hasn't been charged yet. And so it's like people are pushing to get her charged with his murder because she was an accomplice to the murder. Hopefully that we get his family gets justice before she dies, because it seems like they're protecting this lady.
How old is she, Amir?
I think last time we checked, she was 89.
80.
Bill Cosby went. She can still go. Bill Cosby went. What up, D Chill? Hey,
that's true, though. That's true.
I'm going off the screen.
Hey, brother. Like, let's be honest. If you can still take Bill Cosby, I don't hear no excuses about no. Jesus.
And there's no statute of limitation on murder as well. So it doesn't matter how old or how long it happened. Like, there's no statute of limitation on murder. So she can definitely be charged.
Next up, what I thought was super dope. So Method Man was hanging out in Brooklyn, man. This new ODB mural was painted, and Method Man said, "Let me come down here and show some respect." Now, A lot of people don't know who ODB is. He's a member of the Wu-Tang Clan. The reason that I know ODB is because of Mariah Carey first, but I love ODB. ODB is really the outline of half of y'all rappers right now. Half of y'all singing rappers and craziness. Y'all, he is the father of that type of music. So I'm a big ODB fan. Were y'all Wu-Tang? Ty looked like she was a Wu-Tang fan. Portia looked like she was one of them girls who had, like, she was a Method Man fan who just happened to be a part of Wu-Tang. Like, which one?
Method Man was definitely one of the most handsome in the group. I probably only know ODB and Method Man's name, so that's all I'm saying.
You know RZA. You know RZA.
Ghostface? No Ghostface Killer?
Okay, I do like
Yeah,
Ghost.
we know of them, but we just saying, if you want us to roll off the mouth of who was in the Wu-Tang Clan, then that's what we'll be like, ODB and Method Man. Okay.
Method Man first, then ODB. Mm-hmm. Just saying.
In that order.
Well, shout out that the respect and love is still there for our classic hip hoppers. And last but not least, man, I know we be on Facebook and I know we be on Mark Zuckerberg's ass and stuff, but him and his wife, Miss Chan, will donate $300 million to help the U.S. election process deal with challenges related to COVID-19 pandemic. Now, according to facts, I'm not sure, but according to facts, that these funds will be allocated towards voting facilities, helping with COVID as far as, you know, mask supplies or testing in the voting facilities around the U.S. And, you know, he got $300 million to spare. I mean, hey, brother, you can throw me like two. I mean, I'll be team Facebook all day, you know. But shout out to Mark Zuckerberg. That's a good thing, right, team? That's good, right?
Romeo, like, come on, y'all.
How much is Mark Zuckerberg worth? Anybody know how much he's worth, or his company? Him. What's his net worth, and then what's his company's net worth?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I need to research that because I think
Munson, y'all, because 300 million sound like it's a drop in the bucket. Munson, where you at?
Hey, say that him, Jeff Bezos.
Let me tell you something, Portia. Don't be calling for me to get help. You got Google right in front of you. I didn't tell you about calling for me. I'm sitting there listening to this conversation that you have, and, you know, correct yourself or you get canceled. You know, cool. You're gonna be real cool right here, but you know where I'm at. You know what it is. You're making $1 billion from Instagram, 96 big, worth 96 billion. So, you know, 96 billion. I mean, it is this amazing delight that's light. I mean, they're got individuals. Oh, I give 40,000, right? 300 million. You know, it's a tax deduction all of a sudden when you talk about a net worth of 96 billion. Thank you, Ashley. And it's not even worth the conversation. Sometimes they give way too much light. Like at the end of the day, how many billion are you giving to HBCUs right now? We don't need to be amazed by things that help other people. It helps them. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day.
That's why I said I'm about to Munson y'all, because that sounded like a drop in the bucket. That didn't sound like.
No, it's actually insulting when you talk about the fact that HBCUs should not have to. If these companies actually believe that our community is important, they would drop several billion clearly and allow our young people to go to college free at HBCUs. Period. Point blank.
You're saying in addition to, because the helping out with the COVID during voting, that's a good thing, right?
Well, no, I think a lot of things are good. We were sharing. I think it's never take any effort away from good. I just want to make sure when we say, well, you gave 300 million and you didn't have Black contractors, and we don't know if there are any Black vendors, and you got 300 million going someplace. How many Black nonprofits? You know, if we can't count and follow the money and they say 300 million, we go, ooh, and we publicize it. But we don't know if we had any participation in the Black businesses as it relates to those 300 million, then it's harmful. Okay. You know, there economic racism is what holds us back in addition to the police. Economic racism, redlining, financial institutions that redline, that don't invest in our corporation. So Not that it's bad, Romeo. It's just that we have to analyze how much Black participation businesses in that 300 million.
Got you.
You know, you got to ask that about every single thing.
Makes sense.
Because they could stop sending me them Facebook ads for Biden and send me a check for him to advertise with us. Because they're off the mark. They're just running.
You getting them ads too? I'm getting them ads right.
Right, y'all wasting ads. We done got it. Now after the 10th time, you just paying them for what? For what? Amir, what they paying them for? We done seen that 3 times. We don't need to see it again.
You sent for them. You sent for them.
I did.
Yeah, definitely want an increase in ad dollars to Black media even in the hiring practices. You know, we definitely want more individuals to get opportunities to get employed, to find employment there. So there's work to be done.
You know what's so crazy about that, Amir? Before we jump, the point that Munson just made. I don't know how you guys, when it comes to YouTubers, but I made the statement before. Like I'm a YouTuber and I watch it, and I see so many political ads added to Black creators that I'm pretty sure that they don't know that there's a Trump or Biden or Republican ad on their YouTube. Like the commercial that comes on right before they play their YouTube is a.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, that's right. That's the thing. You're right, Romeo. That's the thing. So
them dirty Black old DBs.
So this is what they do. So because when you put your content on YouTube and you opt in for ads to get the ad dollars, they don't really tell you which ad is going to run. So if the Trump administration say, okay, we're gonna allocate this amount of money to Black media or Black geared media or whatever. So if you watch The Breakfast Club before they come on, it'll be a Trump ad, right? Dissing Joe Biden. You like, what is this?
Oh, please just stop. Y'all making me rub my knees.
So is there a way that you can regulate it aside from out of accepting the ads, or
make it stop?
No, I don't think you can. There's no way you can regulate like what Amir just said. Like as soon as you hit play, it plays. It plays with the
if you're a YouTube content creator, or if you have an ad and it basically says, I want this ad to be geared towards this group of people. And so they know if you have a lot of Black viewers and they say, okay, I'm gonna put this ad right here is gonna be specifically for Black people, and they're gonna pay for it, and that's where the ad is gonna go, regardless of who it's for. So,
like whatever kind of video I'm watching, like if I'm watching makeup or beauty, is normally like a beauty ad, or that kind of thing. So that's interesting. I have yet to see that on like a beauty YouTuber's channel, but I think that's crazy. Like I can't even imagine. Like,
I have, Cass. That's why I almost fell out, because I was like, oh, you're right, they do it. If you watch enough of them, after a while, they're gonna roll in.
And then
50 videos in.
Then you gotta wait 5 seconds before you can skip it.
Yeah, they're gonna make you watch it for at least 5 seconds.
Right. I'm looking like.
Right.
So see, oh man, rolling out AM, man. Wake up. Hey, shout out to D Shield. Yes, Amir is back. God, Amir, you gotta do something about this, man.
Fan club is on hype. Yes, Amir's fan club.
Yes. Taru, what's going on, man? Good morning to everybody, man. Jesus Christ. Look, Amir. Now, of course, he's gonna ask you to fix this problem now. Come on now.
So we have guests right now, but Iris Baker wants to know who we think won between the Monica and Brandy versus battle. I guess we could talk about that later, but we want to.
That's a good question, Iris. We'll come back to it.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Iris know how we feel. We talked about that yesterday.
Come on, let the guests come on. Bring the guests on.
We're bringing them on.
Where is the guest? It's Wednesday. It's hump day. Wait. Cause I miss Dawn. I miss Shay. Like, I be thinking about the two of them all the time. Shay.
Like Shay. Did you say Dawn? I went Dawn. Like what? Is there a catch?
And Ty, look, we got the same hats on again.
All right.
I
It
see
was
it.
that kind of morning. It was
With the
that kind of
bamboo
morning.
earrings.
Right. This is all the struggle's real. This is it. This is all you get today.
Exactly.
And I was listening and they both won. It was a tie. It was Black Girl Magic. They're both awesome. We're not doing that. We're starting off like this. We are not putting the
Portia
black.
said,
Hey,
Yeah.
Portia said, that's the end of the debate, Romeo. We already know we discussed it all day yesterday.
It's a tie. It's a tie. It's a tie. They both are unique and they both can sing and they both have many dope hits. So I was like, you know what? It's a tie that they've made it 25 years in the industry and that we knew every lyric to every song. There was no, they're both winners.
Somebody said that Monica sings flat a lot. I'm just
Monica sings from pain and Brandy's just kind of always happy. That's the difference. Monica's always singing coming out of a relationship and Brandy's always like, gonna be a full moon, you know. But they're awesome. Romeo, don't put us Black women against each other. We're both winners.
Question. You catch what she just said? What you said? You said both of them know the lyrics. That what you said?
They're both what?
Both of them know their lyrics. That what you said?
We know their lyrics.
We know their lyrics. Sorry.
Twisting words.
Because Monica doesn't know her
this morning.
Doesn't know her.
We're gonna get into that. Let's
go
with the flow, okay?
I didn't say that they did. I said we know their lyrics.
That's right.
Know her.
Don't let them do it.
It is Wellness Wednesday. What do you ladies have for us today? Let's jump right into it. I'm with Cass on this.
Yes.
Oh, we're on fire today.
Yes, we are.
Dawn, you didn't tell us who your pick was.
You know, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't watch it.
Oh, it's okay.
It's okay. I didn't make that one.
Yeah.
I know I had some other stuff going on. You know, but I see a Shantae and Keisha Cole are coming up now. That I'm ready for that because I'm sorry, I'm a Keisha Cole. I'm Keisha Cole, all about that pain and breakup. Yep, all about it.
I'm a Keisha Cole fan too.
And who's the other one?
Ashanti. We talked about Ashanti.
That's not a good match.
I'm sorry. That was my contribution. I can still be on Jill and Erykah Badu took it all. So at this point, I don't think we should even continue on.
Right.
They did that.
I mean, they broke the internet. So yeah.
Yeah,
so
that was already broken. And now we're trying to fix it with these others. But again, love all my sisters. It's all beautiful, dope collaborations. So hey, let's bring it. It's matching all the generations. But hey,
yes.
and Jill broke it.
You know where Dawn is.
They broke it. Okay.
You see Dawn's background. So y'all see her whole setup in the background. So listen, that's her vibe always. Erykah Badu and Jill Scott, always. We got you, Dawn. We got you.
Okay, ladies. A guest. Somebody go ahead and introduce what we got going on this morning. I think your guest is here, perhaps. This might be her.
Alrighty, come on in.
Come on in.
Share her camera and her mic. Not sure if it's her or not. Business time is what it's
on in because I don't want to give these ladies a hug. What's with this pain and agony in music? Here, man. Here. Hey, here's a hug for everybody. Okay?
What kind of forever love y'all? Okay.
Forever.
Yes.
So while we're waiting on your guests, go ahead and introduce what we have going on today, either Shay or Don.
Go ahead, Don.
All righty. So one of the things that Black women are completely, I think, as a collective, we don't like to submit. Okay. And it's about submission. Because we want to know why, who, what, where, and, why do you deserve for me to submit? What's in it for me? Because I've submitted before and it hasn't come out well. So we need to know what true submission feels like, what it is, and why is it a good thing for both partners to be able to submit in a loving relationship. So that's where I'm at. I'm all about my feminine energy, okay? And I'm all about the soft, gushy side of who I am. And I am stronger when I roll within that level of vulnerability. So I am truly trying to attract a man who understands that, who's able to nurture that. So I can be good on submitting. I just need to know that you can bring it as well, because I do understand it has to work both ways.
And
So
give me a reason to submit.
give me a reason, baby, and we in there.
Yes. Yay, our guest is here.
Good morning, ladies.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Thank you for
How are you
joining
all?
us.
And
Excellent.
Thank you.
and gentleman Romeo. Good morning.
Yeah, gentleman.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Gentleman.
Man.
Man.
Oh,
Morning. Welcome to Rolling Out AM. The Wake Up, Shay, Dawn, Cass in the City, Ty, Portia, myself. Introduce yourself.
I am Aquila Maddox, the inspirationalist. It is a pleasure and an honor to be here.
For joining us this morning.
Well, she didn't do it justice. Let me tell you, this woman is like,
thank you.
Like, she didn't do all that justice. This woman is an author. Okay, she truly is the inspirationalist. She is a relationship coach. That is why she is here today. She has experience in understanding what true submission feels like, walks like, talks like, breathes. So she is here to break it down for us. We are grateful that she's here. She serves as a relationship enhancer, provoking a shift in the way individuals manage their relationships. It's her mission to share principles and practices to share and elevate self-love and self-worth and confidence, as well as aids in self-advocacy and positions individuals to excel. Her methods also help individuals to identify suitable connections for collaboration of business, purpose, and life partners as well. So we're all about the connection so we can understand why we should be submitting. So Aquila, you have the floor. And our first question is, please explain the definition of submission.
Oh man. So for one, submission has had such a negative connotation for so many years. And I don't think it started out ugly. I think it started out as something that was more natural. And I think it became ugly, if you will. I think through miseducation, I think through misinterpretation, I think even through abuse of people's lack of understanding, that we began to have this really ugly definition of what submission is. But I think the word, I like play on words, Dawn. I like play on words, y'all. So if you think about submission, then that means that when you think of sub, it means that I'm coming underneath a mission. So that means that I am positioning myself to be in support of something that's already in place, a plan. Okay, so it's really it is a supportive role or a supportive disposition. I see Mr. Romeo got a little side going on. I see a little side going on.
Oh,
does it resonate with you?
I'm gonna wait.
Please.
So let me touch on something, basically what you said, because you just shifted my whole mindset of what submission really means. Because I know I ain't gonna say we, I'm gonna say I. How about that? So I always thought submission is okay, I surrender. It's like, oh, what you want? Oh, just okay, I surrender, take control. But what I love about is the breakdown of that word sub, and that partnership, and mission is that plan. However, I'm gonna come back and say this.
Come on.
There has to be a plan.
If
there is no plan, then what's the point of subbing or partnering or anything? Because I don't see the vision. I don't see it. I don't see the plan. So I'm like, hold it, wait a minute. And I know a lot of my sisters out there will say, look, I'm not willing to submit because there is no plan, there's no vision. So I think that's where the negative connotation comes in, because that woman may not see, or man, okay, okay, Romeo, I got you. May not see a plan or a vision. So, it's kind of, you like clink clink, you don't know where to go because
absolutely
there's nothing there. But I love how you broke that down. Tell us a
Love
little
it.
bit more. Break. So what do you say to what I just said in relation to there has to be a plan for the sub part?
Well, so you're absolutely right. So I'm gonna go babble on y'all real quick, because I'm real quick here. Okay, just a little bit.
I need to take some notes too. Okay.
All right, go Bible on you real quick. I believe that without proper planning, there was an example of what we have seen over the years in the Garden of Eden. So what had happened was, the Lord gave Adam a plan, gave him some things to do. The woman come on the scene, and she's not clear on how we supposed to go about manifesting this plan. And Home Chick came up with her own. So because she didn't have a plan and a proper plan to submit to, that's when she began to take in that leadership role. And that's what I've seen occur. And that's what I've heard and learned that has historically taken place, is that because there was not a plan, then a woman begins to assume the role of the planner. Now, is that a problem? No, because a woman can lead, a woman can have a better idea, but without understanding, again, what the mission is. What's the mission? Be fruitful and multiply. How do we go about it? Where we start with these seeds. Do we mean seeds? Do we mean babies? Do we mean purpose? Do we mean it all? How we roll? What we got to do, Adam? And Adam is sitting there like, oh, your booty is big.
He's mesmerized.
Mesmerized.
I can't.
And then he became like a Coming to America. He became like the lady jumping on one foot. Adam was like Eddie Murphy. Eve was Eddie Murphy. Like, baby, what do you want us to do? And he talking about whatever you like. He was mesmerized.
Man, I'm about to heat up.
What you got to say, Romeo?
I'm waiting on my Shay and my Don to speak before I speak.
Well, I'm agreeing with everything they said, because I'm with Don. We both have talked about being submissive before, and then I was done with that for years. And now I was like, I'm cool on all that. I was like, first of all, I'm not being submissive to someone that does not lead me, is not leading us. Where are we going? Are we just going to the store? Or what is, like you said, what is the big plan here? Or is this just a moment? So when you actually find a partner is key word. That is going to lead us. Submissiveness you're not even thinking about it. It's and natural. Now I'm in a positive relationship, and that just comes naturally. Like you're saying, Aquila, it's nothing. But also people have not been leading relationships. Correct. So there's nothing to submit to.
Okay. All right, Cass, I'm about to get in trouble. So stop.
Let me go first.
Go ahead.
Okay. I wanted to ask, because we're talking about, obviously, we're all Black women aside from Romeo. So I want to ask, as a Black woman, what does going into these relationships look like? Like, if you could break it down and make it easy. So we're having these conversations. It might be a little complex. What is the first step, for a strong Black woman when, she's thinking, okay, this might be the right place for me right now? Mm-hmm. What does that look like? What is that conversation? Before you go any further?
Well, so just so y'all know, like I got like a little lineup of the questions. So some stuff I'm gonna definitely answer, just so you know, because there's more to the conversation. But to answer your question about what does it look like for a strong Black woman to go into a relationship, I think, for everybody, one of what I call a sexy word is clarity. Like, that's a sexy word to me, clarity. I need to know what I'm getting into, what our expectations are. So now I can properly have a understanding of what direction we're going in. And so many times what I believe is instead of us just coming in, having the plan already, because there's a difference between having a plan for your individual life and having a plan for the relationship or the family as a whole. And I believe a lot of times as women, we forsake what has happened is we forsake what we are, who we are as individuals, that we have our own individual purpose and that God has given us so many gifts and talents that we come in, and submitting means in those miseducations that I need to just come in and support him as if I have to negate what it is that God has put on my life, in my heart or on my life to do. So I believe getting clarity, like what is it that you're looking for? Because sometimes we are partnered up with people who are not looking to have the same thing. Like I remember my blood brother said, sis, you could never be the kind of woman I marry. And I'm clear on that. But I said, but you tell me why? And he said, well, cause you travel a lot. You know, I like a woman who wants to stay home, who could be a stay-at-home mother and things like that. Now, years ago, that was me. But I always knew 100% money back guarantee that your girl was getting on a plane somewhere. I was about to see the world, honey. And I knew it. And I was married at the time. And I told my husband then, I said, hey, listen, at some point, I'm going to be jumping on planes, because he wanted to have more babies. And I was like, I don't know about you, but these babies is wonderful. Well, this at the time child is wonderful, but it's a lot of responsibility. So I considered that and not just allowed, even though we were greatly in love, I wasn't going to have a bunch of kids and I'm trying to get on a plane. So I literally planned my life. And that was what life looked like for me as a Black woman going into a relationship was, what is it that you see for life? But we did understand we both wanted to travel. We didn't want to be bogged down with a bunch of children. To us, it was bogged down. To somebody else, it is, oh my gosh, I wanted a really huge family. So the clarity is what I believe what a lot of people lack, or trying to or they're clear, but you're trying to make it be something that it's not. So one of the things that I teach, even as I coach, is you have to be 100% honest with yourself. The worst person you can lie to is you. So when you're sitting in a relationship that is not moving forward in the direction that you expected because you didn't get clarity, that starts with us. So I think it's a matter of understanding, like, hey, what is it that you want in a relationship? And then what do you want your future family to look like? How do you plan on going about it? Do you want to have children? If there's a potential that you change your mind, how many children do you want to have? Do you want to adopt? Does that count? So getting clarity on where it is that person wants to go to see if you're suitable. Because I think a lot of times we don't pick suitable mates, we pick people that fit. Suitable means it's custom designed, tailored just for you. But we be like, it fit. I can rock this. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we settle. Really, we settle. We settle.
But think about, so settling has to happen. If you think about it, every home you build, it's going to settle. I think I need people to finish their sentences. Settle for less. I just want you to settle for greatness. That's all.
I like that.
Aquila, yes. So tell us what submission when it's not one-sided. I want to know what it looks like for a man to submit.
Well, You gave it away, Dawn. It's the key element, first of all, is that submission is not one-sided. That's the first thing we have to realize, that it's not one-sided. You know what I'm saying? Right. Many times, because even biblically, people will say, but the Bible says submit to your husband. It does. Because you'll hear anybody say that too many chefs will spoil the whatever. I don't know what they cooking, but that. Or too many captains or,
too many cooks in the kitchen.
That will do what? It'll mess it up. That's the moral of the story. You get it. It'll mess it up.
Right.
So you do want to have a person that we can come together and, say, okay, honey, what are your thoughts on this or whatever? And there's nothing wrong with that. We have board members in different businesses. You've got CEOs and, and things like that run the thing. But the reality is, like, their perspective is going to be different than the person who is actually doing some of the work, depending on what the work is. So I believe that the submission has to be one to another. So if in fact now you become the person who knows better, like what so let's say you're the expert in the conversation. then you become the person that the husband's significant other, or whatever the case may be, now begins to submit, meaning that I'm gonna come underneath looking for the direction to have, the understanding of how it is we need to move forward. If you know that that your partner is the person that is absolutely phenomenal at running and starting a business and maintaining the business, and you as a husband or the man say, babe, I was thinking of starting a business, but because I'm the man, I got it. Like, that's where we get ignorant, because it's like this partnership is a collaborative of your wisdom, your experience. You ever see business partners come together and say, we've got over 45 years of experience, but they 25 years old. That kind of idea. Like, not literally, but however, it's like 30 years old and 30 years old, and they bring that, what they'll say is, we've got a collective combined of 45 years of experience, because together we bring in all of this knowledge from two different places, maybe backgrounds, that we're now able to use. You see what I'm saying? We're able to use. And so with that, now we're able to advance whoever our customers are. And that's how we have to look at it. I think a lot of times when people will say, well, like them being married ain't nothing but a business contract, well, then handle your business accordingly.
Check, please pick it up. Please. But I like what you said, though. Like, I think just not with a romantic relationship, but like with a business partner, like Don and I, you have to be submissive in that. And that's hard for us as Black women. Like, we trust them? Can I trust her?
Yes.
That's really hard. So I'm glad you touched on that, because Don and I speak about that all the time, is things we've gone through collectively. We won't say how many years Don and I have together. Since we both only 25. So. But
there you go.
It's very hard to be submissive. So we've talked about those, those insecurities or things that make you hold back. But together, if we work together and say, okay, this is what I want, this is what you want, and together you can move forward. And it is always business. That's what people forget. It doesn't matter if it's romantic or business. It has to be business at the end of the day, because regardless, you got to live and do business. I love that.
You do. I love that. And I think people don't think in romance you can't have some type of business mind. You know what I mean? Right. Now, you definitely don't got to show up with your suit and tie on the bed. You know what I mean? Come on, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I think, come on. But the problem is we've mastered being romantic. It's the business part that we don't know how to do well. Like, how do we work together? We can't use a word like work together and not think that it ain't synonymous with business. We can't use words like partnership and don't think that it ain't synonymous with business. Right. So that's like always what's intriguing to me when I hear people say, well, my marriage or my relationship is more than business. No, it should be, but it definitely should include, principles of business where you're considering one another, where you are, mindful of each other's gifts and talents.
Okay.
Because that's what people do in business. I'm ready, Romeo. I think you got something to say.
Okay. First of all, I love every woman that's on this panel. First of all, that's number one. Here's my crack in your theory. Okay. Growing up, I always believed a woman has the ability to build a man or break a man. A woman, especially a Black woman. A Black woman can build a man up or she can break a man down.
Come on now.
I agree.
The submission part, I'm with you. It is a partnership. Here's where that partnership has a crack when it comes to the man. The man comes into the situation. Now keep in mind, and I'm about to be really, really cocky. I'm single, but I'm built better than established men. I'm built better than men who have more than me because of how I'm grounded. So with that being said, when men step into relationships, technically there's no negotiation for them being able to submit with the woman. One, because they have to convince the woman that they're better than the last man that effed them over. So they got to climb that mountain. Cool. After I climb that mountain, now I have to convince the woman that I'm strong enough not only to carry her past hurt, but still be able to carry her over this next mountain, whether it's security, financially, or caring or loving. So let me climb this mountain. So by the time I get to the third mountain, the man, quote unquote, is already in the mindset of taking care of the woman, right? Now, not saying that men don't got their issues, but I'm saying in traditional form, right? So now, when you get there, women aren't trying to hear, we talking about in general, women are trying to hear no submissive. Y'all come in as bosses. Y'all built as bosses. So I can do this for myself and be this for myself and this blah, blah, blah myself. So the dude right now already facing attitude and a wall because of the simple fact she's not going to let him in because she is who she is or what she was and stuff like that. So finding a partner that is a negotiable contract when it comes to submission is way harder for dudes than it is for women. Women have the ability to, at any point in time, feel like loving you or feel like hurting you. A dude can't come in, first of all, unless he's a different type of dude. I don't know no dude that comes to the table and automatically puts his heart on the table first. Never. He's always going to say, how can I take care? How can I make you feel better? How can I take care of you? What can I do to make you feel right? Before he even says, hey, I'm hurt. He's going to do all of that first. There's no even plan. And I've dated same age. I've dated older. I've dated older than older. And it's still the same thing where it comes to the fact of
what's old, Romeo?
He said older than older.
Old.
So we want to know what old.
Life support? In a nursing home?
Let me tell you something. I done dated.
Oh boy, watch it.
Yeah, let's just.
Okay.
Don't even say it. Keep pushing. Keep going. You were on the right track. Just
Doing good.
But to find that woman of balance, to find that for a man to be able to say, hey, I hurt too. I need this. Yeah. I need this support. You're asking him to find that after 3 mountains. That's difficult. That's impossible. That's all.
Can I respond? Look, I'm like, so everything that you said, Romeo, was like totally on point, and because that's the perspective from
right.
from you, a Black man. And first of all, I appreciate your transparency and your honesty, because as a woman, we need to hear that. And a lot of the times, men, you're right, men, they don't speak up because that may also come off to a woman as being weak. Oh, he's showing me his heart. Oh, he's showing me his emotions. But back to the point of Aquila, right?
Yes.
So Aquila said something that resonated to me, and I have to speak on the perspective of a married woman, is we have to be mindful of the gifts and the talents we both bring to the table. And what I found, and I'm gonna be real personal here, but in my marriage, I found that the shift happened when Ty was able to say, okay, stop looking at me. And now my mindset has shifted to my husband. What is he lacking? What does he need emotionally? Like, I had to look inside. To your point, Romeo, he wasn't saying it. So I had to step outside of Ty and then start, looking at, okay, what support, what talent do my husband have? And let me hone in on that and start ministering and encouraging that. And when I started to do that, like you said, Aquila, it was more so that mind shift of, okay, you focus on what your husband's talent is, and then you'll see a flourish, because that combination started to merge. Right. And so now that's when we started to see success. And it started to manifest financially, spiritually, personally, because we both started to connect on each other's talents opposed to what we didn't have.
There you go.
And so that I'm a witness to that. Appreciate it, Dawn. Appreciate it. But
beautiful.
To your point, Romeo, I agree. I mean, we have to all get out of each other's mind because God made us all differently, and He made us that way. But when we start focus on what you said, Aquila, about being mindful of the talents and just hone in on that. Don't talk about what the brother, you already know when you started dating him that he couldn't do no business plan or the financials. So how about you take over that part if you good at that? So
Yes.
I agree. I'm sorry, but
Yes.
I had to
No.
give my testimony.
No.
Look.
No, that's good. No, that's good.
That was
Tia.
great. Yeah,
That was good. That was good. And so, Romeo, like, you're absolutely right. But what's interesting about right now is that we all share a story like that. The man has come in dealing with women. And I share this a lot because a lot of the women, a lot of the people that I talk to are women. And the reality is I'm 100% in alignment with what you said, that we have to do better at building and things like that, recognizing that we ain't the only one with a story. I wasn't just the one came from a situation where he treated me wrong or whatever. That brother came to the table with some hurt things too, where a woman has done things and misused him and then abused or belittled him. Absolutely. But the thing, like she's saying, is that, I want us to focus differently. Because if I come into the relation, I'm gonna be honest, I tell the brothers all the time, check her. If she ain't good, check her out first, is what I mean. If she ain't good, bruh, don't go partnering with that, because you got to do life with her. Ooh, and so I want you to be mindful of who you're bringing on your ship. You got to think about that. Your relationship is supposed to carry you somewhere. If she poking holes, bruh, don't be doing life with her.
Oh, there you go.
So,
Well,
you see what I'm saying?
On that note, Aquila, we are gonna wrap it up because that was amazing. Love this. Gotta do life with each other. What I said, if you're just thinking for the moment, that's why it's not gonna work out. Gotta think life. So we thank you, Aquila Maddox, for joining us today on Wellness Wednesday with the Rolling Out team. We love you guys. As always, watch us every week with you guys. We come on at 7:30 for Let Go, Let Flow Wellness Wednesday, and that's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Appreciate
Thank you.
Well,
we got to spend more time with you today, Romeo. Are you happy?
I love when you guys are on, because every time you guys are on, it's a new perspective and it's a new outlook.
Love that.
So much, because at first I thought y'all was gonna eat me alive, but Ty got my back.
No.
We always love. We always come to love.
That's how who's on that ship.
It's all about love.
Yes.
Make sure who's on that ship, because you're the captain now.
Yeah. Go ahead, Captain Romeo.
All right, you guys have a great rest of the week. Thanks.
All right, bye. See y'all next week. Thank you.
Hey, Amir. Where Amir? You know what? We need Amir.
Whoa, Amir, he like skated up out of that thing. Like he wasn't even
You have like an awakening every time. It's like, I didn't think about it like that.
Amir stood up. He was like, "Oh, I ain't going here. Oh, I'm finna."
The comments though, so he was big up in y'all in the comments. One thing that he did say is that you do have to do life with your partner, so choose wisely. Like, I really get that. Like, you really do have to do life. It's a life sentence. It doesn't have to be a detrimental life sentence if you pick correctly, if you choose wisely, but it's definitely a life sentence. And you don't want to go picking your life partners 10 times. That's all I'm saying.
Right. And what they said, and what she said, go ahead and finish that sentence of we're settling. We all have to settle at some point, but finish the sentence and settle for greatness.
Yes. Let's settle for greatness. Amir, got to say.
Hey, man, I think Romeo hit his own. You did your thing, man. I like that, man. I think you kind of messed up when you were like, you date older than old. I was like,
I said, Jesus, help him, Lord, help him, Jesus.
Somebody said, stop him, Jesus. Stop.
Pull it all the way back.
So Cass' face. Cass was like, no, don't do it. No.
Right?
You were doing good.
So funny.
You were doing good for so long.
yeah, you were doing good, man. You made some great points, and then you went left. And I was like,
we were like, I hope it's life support. I hope that's life support.
I'm glad that Ty gave a marriage a marriage view outside of me giving a single view, because she had, like she said, she's learned how to help build her man. I really think in new relationships, I think women, the way both of them approach, men come in as, oh, I got the money, I can take care of you. Women come in as, I'm a boss, I can take care of myself. And then there's no middle ground. It's just like, okay, well,
they can both come in and ain't got no money, ain't got to build together and see that vision and purpose and plan, like they said. That's the key.
Yeah. Hey, so I gotta ask you this. I know you're conservative. Do you think that marriage should like have terms?
What you mean, Amir? Have terms?
Like
it just turned me the hell off. What you mean, Amir?
I'm just asking her a question. Just asking a question.
What you mean terms?
Like what?
Terms like 7-year terms, 14-year terms. So that should it always be for life now? Like the thing is this, like, because we live in a society where it's like so many things change. Just think about like where you were 10 years ago versus where you are now. And what happens if you and your partner, and you guys have different roads. You want to go down different roads. Instead of a divorce, it's like, okay, we can re-up on the term.
Why wouldn't you just date for that long?
I mean,
why would you want to like make it legal? No, like you could just be life partners, I guess. And you don't have to like deal with getting married, then having to get divorced. After, if that's not your, if you're going into it as like this is a trial run. Like years.
Well, that's why
it's an honest question.
I think that's
look
why
at the divorce rates.
But to answer your question, I'm gonna go back to what Aquila said, and I'm gonna use the word, this sexy word, clarity, because if there's no clarity on each part, listen, I don't need to be in no lifelong nothing with you if our visions are off. If, like, for instance, I keep using my examples. Hopefully this helps somebody. But I felt like I'm the youngest of 7. And I have like over 20 nieces and nephews. So right when I went into a relationship or a marriage, I was like, okay, this brother can't have none of the habits my daddy had. Smoking, drinking. I'm being straight up right now. So I'm not gonna have that because I've seen everything that my mom has gone through with those struggles. So that's on my list. But that's something that's like, okay, I can't deal with addiction. I can't deal with stuff like that. And then separate from that was like, I don't want no kids right away. I want to travel. Like she said, I was like on course with all of that. So I couldn't pick a boyfriend or anything like that when that had another mission. That was like, no, I want 5 kids out the gate, sister. Or no, I want, I was like, nah, bro, like you gotta always have a job. Period, point blank. Or Ty Cooper gonna leave you ASAP. Like, I don't care if it's even at Publix packing groceries. It's always gotta be some money at the table. Like, I think we have to have clarity with each other and the person that you're with. As far as the terms go, I think that's out the doors. It's more so about communication and clarity up front. And people change over time, so I get that point. But it's still about clarity. Like if I'm changing, you know what I'm saying, just let me know, because now I feel like I do want 10 kids. So we need to rearrange some stuff. We need to talk through some stuff. Am I right, Portia? Like,
when I'm listening to you, Ty, and I hear your perspective on terms, it's more palatable to me, right? Because you do change with the time. You grow together. You want different things at the time. So I totally get that. But when Amir came in and was my term, it just kind of had a negative connotation to me. And maybe that was me jumping to conclusions. But after listening to you, I get it. Like at a certain point, you should be growing together. At a certain point, you guys should be talking about what it is that you want together as a couple, as a family, as parents, as just family members all together. So I totally understand that.
Now, to back up my brother Amir, though, what he asking is, I'm sorry, ladies, y'all, I'm sorry. So being the fact that there is a high divorce rate, we're talking about in general. There is a high divorce rate. Is it really unbecouthed?
Don't do that. Roll me out. Don't do that.
I think it's just oof, but we're gonna roll with it. You're gonna roll me out.
Are you saying uncouth?
Uncouth, yeah.
Okay, uncouth.
Why did he put a B in front of it? Wait a minute.
Oh man.
It sounded wrong. But is it really that bad to come back to the table and not negotiate, but evaluate the relationship at that point in time? Is that really a bad thing, evaluation?
Well, I think there are some points in a relationship where you have to have a meeting of the minds, right? So I don't necessarily know if you want to call it evaluating the relationship, but like I said before, you have to grow as a couple, as a family unit. Like, I get that. So along the way, you should be talking about that. You guys should be discussing your goals. Like, what do we want to do long term? I want to travel and you don't. Is that an issue? Yes, that's an issue, because guess what? I'm gonna go by myself.
Right. Exactly. It's nothing wrong with it.
Solve that, right?
Go by yourself.
Do it by myself. See, we just talked about that. I can do. Oh, let me ask you this though. Because I'm curious. Because I think I told Cass one time, I have time limit rules. Ty, Portia, Cass. Let me start with Ty. In your marriage, well, no, because you're married, it's different. But in your relationship, if he did not create a change or a growth within a certain amount of time, would you have walked away? Like, did you ever tell yourself in your head, like, oh, if I don't see a change in these 3 months or 6 months, then this is not for me?
No.
You
know why? Because I cannot listen. This life is not ours. It's God's. Okay. And I can't put a time frame on somebody else. I can put one on me, but not anybody else. Okay. That's my answer.
Portia.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
I must have got this
Portia,
light.
pay attention.
On him.
Pay attention, Portia.
I'm tying this in. I'm tying this into what Amir said. So what I'm asking you is, in a relationship, if your rules or your expectations aren't met within a 3 months, 6 months, or a year, do you walk away?
I don't think you put the time frames on it like that, but if you see where things are going and you've given it multiple chances, like, here's the thing, like for young women, I really think that we lose a lot of time and trying to figure out if this is right, if this is real. So I would say, like, after a year, you should really know where the relationship is going. Giving a guy years of your life without any type of commitment, without any type of expectation that we're growing together, is too much. Like, it's just too much. So after a year, if things aren't going the way that you discussed them to go together, then it is time to reevaluate some stuff.
Right, because my perspective comes from being married, in a marriage, right? So that's the difference. And with Portia, she's talking about when you're starting or you're beginning a relationship and trying to get to that marriage, or becoming married with this partner. So absolutely, I agree with Portia when it comes to a time frame, because you shouldn't be going on for 20 years. Like, oh, I wish
you shouldn't date for 10 years. Like, why are you dating for 10 years? Like, you shouldn't give a person that much of your time if it's not intentional and you really are not going to be with this person. You shouldn't be getting married after 25 years in a relationship and then finally he wakes up and say, oh, guess what, baby, I want to get married. Like, no, 25
so
years.
all right. So let me play devil's advocate. So what about someone? Okay. So what about someone like Stedman, right? So we see what's happening with Stedman. Stedman been with Oprah for what, 40 years?
But that's their agreement, though. That's their agreement. They both came together. They touched and agreed, and they said, "This is what we want you to do." They were in agreement with that lifestyle. They're in agreement with their relationship.
Yeah, they're not just kids.
I'm just saying. Stedman is really, and I want to be careful. I think he's kind of like losing, man, because it's like, yo, if he married her, it's like.
Wait a minute, Amir, don't be putting words in
her for her. He is not worried about what, like, I mean, if you're trying to insinuate that he's not going to get anything in terms of, you know, after, if they break up or whatnot, he loves her for her. It's evident. Like, they're still together. They're touching.
So, oh, wow.
Our guest is here. Our guest is here. You guys are watching Rolling Out AM, the Wake Up Call, Ty Cooper, Romeo and the National Cast in the City, Portia Monique, and A.R. Shaw. We got a guest. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Can everybody hear me clearly?
We can. Good morning, Latoya. How are you?
Good morning. I had a chance to hear the conversation, and let me tell you something. I can add some experience, all right? I was with somebody for 6 years. I was young and I was dumb, and I did not require the ring. And let me tell you, and on top of that, he was a doctor. I done messed up. Yeah.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about, Latoya. Require that ring.
Require that ring. I messed up.
I just need how you messed up. Okay, before you get into telling us how you messed up, introduce yourself to the morning show. We'll get into that conversation a little bit later, and then we'll talk about music meets the boardroom. But go ahead and introduce yourself to the AM Wake Up Call.
Yes, hello, superstars. Welcome this morning. My name is Latoya Cooper, international recording artist, MBA grad, and the proud owner of Music Meets the Boardroom, where we're focused on helping ambitious artists connect with the right resources and tools to build a strong business foundation. Yes, I'm excited to be here this morning.
Love it, love it, love it. So, in continuing on the conversation that we were just talking about in terms of terms in a relationship and expectations, you were saying you had a doctor and you were dating him for 6 years. Girl, what happened?
Oh, Lord, I need to write a book. So when I met him, he wasn't a doctor. Let me tell you something. I am the manifestation queen. Let me tell you, anything I touch becomes successful. So when I met him, he wasn't a doctor, but when we broke up, he was a doctor. And I wanted to get married, but I kept giving him time. And now I look back and I'm like, well, you know, everything happens for a reason. I learned so much from that experience. But yes, I don't know who said anything about demanding that ring or giving a limited amount of time. But yes, give a limited amount of time and get out of there if they're not committing. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I agree. I definitely agree. And we love that you are speaking from experience with that. Of course, I speak from experience with it as well. You know, you just like time is precious. We can't continue to give away our most valuable commodity, which is time. Like as young women, you have to be cognizant of that, and you have to make sure that you're spending your time like you're spending your money. And a lot of the times when we're young, we just don't know. We like, I'm got to be with him for the rest of my life. And then you look up 6-7 years later and you like, this fool.
I know.
And then he wants to come back to you and be like, thank you for everything you put in me and prepare me for the person. Don't nobody want to hear that. I'm just digressing. Okay, anyway.
Yes. That's a whole nother side.
All right, Portia, that's a whole nother story. Let's get into Latoya. Go ahead, Cass. Kick it off, man. Let's go.
Well, like we said, we're excited to have you on this morning, Latoya. Tell us a little bit more about Music Meets the Boardroom and why this was important for you to start.
Absolutely. So I've been singing since I was 3 years old, and I always knew that music was part of my life journey and purpose and mission in life, but it wasn't revealed to me until I was older as to why. So God just kept telling me to sing, but just no reason why. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do it. And I stopped singing for many years, just following just the regular kind of structure of what we're supposed to do with life, like go get a degree, go get a 9 to 5 and get your house or whatever, and you'll be happy. And after not singing and being true to myself, I eventually realized that I was not happy and I didn't understand why. And once I reconnected spiritually, after suffering with depression for 10 years of not being true to myself, the universe really revealed to me what my true purpose and passion was. And after receiving my graduate degree and helping other people start successful businesses and putting things together, I realized I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what I should be doing. And so I'm really excited about just really changing the narrative in which creatives show up in the world and making sure that not only are we talented and honing our skills, but we're also business savvy as well with confidence.
I love it. I love it. So you guys, you also have an upcoming virtual conference that's coming up, Women in Music Conference. It's coming up September 19th. What do we have in store with that?
Absolutely. So it started out as an actual workshop, very small and simple. But as the brand Music Meets the Boardroom has been growing, people have just been jumping on board and excited about being part of the mission and the process. And so we have partnered up with a wonderful, successful PR rep here out of Dallas, Texas, who is amazing at business strategy, and she's helped many artists launch their careers. And so she's going to be our keynote speaker. We have a lady who is a published author. She is an expert with course creation. We have a guest performer who was on The Voice season 16, who's going to be part of that. She's going to be doing a Q&A, so you can ask her all the juicy questions, anything you want to ask her, she's there. We have a participant who has been involved in the process of building musical apps for artists. So she can share how that process happens, how we can make other different streams of revenue for ourselves. What does that look like? And then she also has over 100,000 Instagram followers. So we can learn how she's done that successfully on her own. We also have a business owner who owns a music studio, who is very successful and just so confident as a woman in business. And she's going to be helping us just kind of gain some insight on how she's built that within herself.
Okay, I think we may have, what do we have coming up? I think we may have your music coming up. Describe the type of artist that you are. You said you're a singer. So let us know, yes, what type of artist are you?
I am an eclectic soul singer. That's what I call myself. Yes. So I grew up singing classical music. I have jazz training background and things like that. And so my sound is truly a mix of genres. So it's really hard to put me in a box, even though they put you in a box. So yeah.
All right. I love it. Amir.
Yeah, so I wanna kind of talk about this conference and you empowering women in the music industry. When it comes to hip hop, Sylvia Rome was like one of the first. I think she was the first Black executive in hip hop. So why don't we see more women in lead roles when it comes to hip hop? When it comes to urban music, we don't really see Black women in those leadership positions. Why do you think that's the case, and what can be done to change that?
Well, one of the reasons why the organization is called Music Meets the Boardroom is because we actually host our events in a boardroom outside of pandemic situations. So the whole goal is for artists and creatives and creative entrepreneurs, because that's what we are. We are entrepreneurs, even though we may not realize it, are confident in owning that boardroom and being confident about speaking intelligently about their business. And so I think part of it is helping artists actually see themselves as the lead, as the entrepreneurs that we actually are. I think culturally, it's just not encouraged. It's not something that's reinforced. And I think it's time to mix up things, especially since we're seeing an increase in independent artists. We are running the business. We are the CEOs, and we need to know everything about our business confidently.
Okay. I appreciate that. Before we go any further, I cannot deny your fashion choices. So you look amazing. I'm loving the hair, the glasses, the sequins, the stole. Yes, baby, you came to slay. Tell us about your outfit. It's beautiful.
Thank you. It is 8 o'clock in the morning here, and I don't care. I got my fur on. I got my glasses on. I am ready at all times.
All right. Well, we do have some of your music queued up as well. I think it's called Love Affair.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's listen to that and get into some of this eclectic soul.
And this song premiered on Essence.
Oh, wonderful.
Years old, lying alone. Sold a dream, yes, it seems, searching to find what's mine. We love strong, then they're gone, left with scars.
Yes.
Nice.
Ah,
Thank you.
So we gotta break down those bars, man, because that even in that little short time, it was a lot of layers. So we're breaking down bars. We basically have the artist to say their lyrics and then give us the meaning behind those lyrics. Give us the first 8 bars of that song and give us the meaning behind those lyrics.
Yeah. So 33 years old, lying alone, left with scars to pass on. My love affair with you left me, helped me from being cold as I was growing old. So basically that song, I wrote that song literally on my 33rd birthday, and my boyfriend and I, we had broke up. And I'm telling you, you start getting in your 30s and things start falling apart, and you got all these sad songs in you. So that's really what that was. But here's the crazy thing about it. I wrote that song probably 6 years prior to actually recording it and releasing it. I had recorded that song multiple times, probably about 5 times. It just was not right. And by the 6th time, I was like, it's right, it's good to go. And it turned out exactly how you hear it. And I love it. I wouldn't change anything about it.
I definitely love it as well. Ty Cooper has joined us. Ty Cooper.
Hey, cousin. How are you?
Hey.
Look. I see your last name is Cooper. I said, oh, cousin is on slang.
Yes. You looking fly, queen.
She is slang. So are you. I love everything that, like, you got this whole put together look. Absolutely loving it. It goes identical with the jazz and the vintage classic look. Is that where you were shooting for? Because we got it. It's beautiful.
I'll take it. I just said, you know what? I got to have my fur this morning. I got to have my sparkly glasses and we good to go. So yeah, I'm always changing it up though. I'm always changing it up.
At 8 o'clock in the morning. We love it, love it, love it. So when are you coming out with some new music? When can we look forward to some new music? Because I am about to go download and stream that today.
I know.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm writing right now. I'm really wanting to tap into something different. When I started recording music and releasing music again, after not doing that for about 10 years, everything was so like happy and bubbly. And I think I was really afraid to go deeper with my music, but now I'm ready to kind of like tear off some layers and reveal some different parts of me that I haven't shared with the public before. And so I'm writing right now. So hopefully we'll have something soon out.
All right. Well, you definitely have to let us know, LaToya. I'm loving that eclectic soul,
Can you kind of give us, I know you said you're in the process of writing it right now, but can you give us some hints on kind of where the music is going? Is it going to be the jazz feel? Is it going to be the soulful feel, or a combination?
It's going to be a combination. I want to say a little bit more jazz. I think I want to bring a little bit more of that eclectic kind of island feel out a little bit more. I was in a reggae band for about 2 years.
Yes.
So yes, darling. Yes. So, and my alter ego has an accent, so when I'm on stage, it's like island girl all the way. And so
you should have never, ever touched on it. We got to hear a little bit of that accent. Come on, give it to us.
Oh,
that
Lord.
patois. Some of that patois.
I ain't that good at it, but that's bad. That's my country mix on it because I'm in Texas, but yeah, but I do have a reggae influenced song out that's called oh Lord, Why. It's called Why. I released that it's been about 8 years probably since I released that. Okay. Actually, no, I take that back, like 5 years. Oh Lord, I went way back. I was dating a Jamaican at that time. So yeah, I'm telling y'all, I have a rich story. I have a rich background.
We love it. We love it. We love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on the AM wake up call this morning. We're definitely going to have to follow you in your journey. When you get some new music, let us know. We're going to look forward to the conference that's coming up on September 19th. Music meets the boardroom. This is Latoya Cooper, and thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Oh, say Ari in your island gal name.
Ari. Can y'all say Ari?
Ari.
Ari. Means good. All right.
All right.
I have an Ari day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Can't leave y'all alone for nothing, man. Leave y'all. Y'all talking Jamaicans now. What I'm gonna do?
I know.
Hey, Toya Cooper. Bye. Nice seeing you.
Bye. Nice meeting you.
My cousin.
All right. Don't be flirting with Romy.
She came back in and was like, bye.
I'm just saying, Romeo be having them all.
Hey, boy, let me calm down. It's the Rolling Out AM Morning Show, man, with these three lovely ladies and me and Emil. We just hanging out because we just hear D Shields, Brent Reborn. Hey, he's been checking in all day, man. I love his comments. Maddie Harris, Kathleen Cameron, and also Jetta Simmons and Aquila Maddox, who just jumped off. She jumped back in. So shout out to you for coming back to Facebook, man. We love everybody that love us. See this energy? You see this energy we start off in the morning? You think we want to start
Aquila, I know you're listening to us. Listen, you got me motivated. You got me motivated and inspired. We keep referring to you. Love your vision, sis. Submission is the key. Sub and the admission. All right.
Love it. Love it.
Amir, what do you got for us?
Let's get into it, man. Let's start it off. They say we don't talk about real issues, so I'm gonna bring in some real issues for the people. So the descendants of the families who were affected by Black Wall Street, they have decided to sue the city of Tulsa. Of course, the 1921 massacre, which basically destroyed the city of Tulsa, which was one of the richest and wealthiest black communities in America, and they basically destroyed it. It was a race riot, and so the descendants are now, of course, that's the Greenwood neighborhood. Sorry, guys, hold on one second. Sorry for the noise. Someone is like cutting grass.
It happens at the worst time.
Someone's like cutting grass like right there. So
they don't want you to be great. They don't want you to talk about what happened at Black Wall Street.
Yeah, that's what they trying to sabotage us again, man. They trying to stop the information from flowing, but they're not gonna be able to do it.
Right.
So what it is they're basically suing the city of Tulsa because a lot of land that was black owned was seized during that massacre, and those families never got their land back. And so the wealth never went through generations because their land was stolen. So they're suing the city of Tulsa to make sure that the descendants get their land back. Of course, some of that land has been used for public property, and so they want to make sure that So we want to get the backstory about Black Wall Street. That's what our producer is saying. So basically, the backstory of Black Wall Street is that in the early 1900s. There was a city in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which was Greenwood. It was one of the wealthiest one of the wealthiest black communities in America. You had a lot of black-owned businesses. You had doctors, you had dentists, and there was a lie that was told that a black man raped a white woman in an elevator. It was a lie, and then a massacre occurred. A lot of businesses were burned down. They actually said that a bomb was actually dropped on the city. A lot of people died. A lot of black people died during that massacre. Like I said, a lot of land was lost. A lot of businesses was lost, and it was one of the most horrific crimes in the history of America. So right now, they want to make sure that the families of the descendants who lost land, that they can kind of reclaim or actually get some type of reimbursement for that land that was lost. So that they actually filed that lawsuit. Actually happened this week, so we're going to kind of keep you guys posted on that because we definitely want to make sure that the families who were affected by this definitely get compensated. Of course, it's 99 years later. Next year is going to be the 100th year of the massacre, so there's going to be a lot of celebrations next year around this whole Black Wall Street thing. So definitely watch out for that. We're going to keep you guys focused on that.
Hey man, was that the go-to lie? Because between between people being hung and Emmett Till? Was the go-to lie black man hurt white woman? Was that the go-to lie? Because it seemed to be here a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot around sex, race. It was a lot of things that was happening between that, where a lot of black people were lynched or they were hung, or a lot of race riots occurred because of maybe what someone said or what they thought was said, or they thought someone was dating. Of course, Emmett Till, his situation was that a white woman said that he winked at her when she was 14 years old, but he was 14 years old. Come to find out that wasn't the case, and of course he was lynched and mutilated because of a lie. And so yes, that has been an ongoing theme throughout history of black violence, white violence against black people.
You know what would be dope is like I know next year is the 100th year celebration, right, Amir? What would be dope if we like everybody change the narrative and make a Black Wall Street, like every Martin Luther King Boulevard, they should change that into like a street called Black Wall Street to pay homage where successful businesses or black businesses are starting to, you know, pull up and reclaim our that mission and purpose that they had already put in place.
Definitely, we definitely want to continue this discussion on Black Wall Streets and the significance of this whole matter. But right now, we want to bring on Tweet, who's a legend in R&B. She's done a lot for the culture, and she has new music that's coming out that she wants to share with us. So we're bringing on Tweet.
And Tweet is an icon. Tweet.
Oh my. That goes my. Ooh. Come on, Portia. Y'all know that song. Come on now. Ooh.
Like,
I think that. Ooh, but I'm gonna leave it to Tweet. Stop, Romeo. Stop. There she is.
First vibe. All these women today are based off of vibe. Like Tweet was the first person to create vibe music. Like it was literally I can chill R&B. Like I could just chill. Oh, you here? What up?
Oh my.
Take yourself off mute, Tweet.
It's bottom left.
It's on the bottom, yeah.
Uh-oh.
The mute button.
Camera, yeah. Turn your camera back around. There you go. Now turn your camera back around. There we go.
This way.
There you go.
Yes.
There I go. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You got me over here.
Good morning.
Ooh, hey, oh my.
Oh my God, what is going on?
It's okay, girl.
Hey, we're gonna get it together. We're gonna get it together. Of course, this is rolling out AM wake up call. You got A.R. Shaw, Romeo International, Cass in the City, Portia Monique, Ty Cooper, here with the one and only Tweet.
Hey,
so
can y'all hear me?
Let's clap for Tweet. Let's clap for Tweet.
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you. Okay. We can hear you fine, just fine. So I want you to introduce yourself to the people. Let everybody know who you are, what you got coming.
Well, my name is Tweet, Charlene Keys to Uncle Sam. But I have a new single coming out, was out now, Never Felt This Way Before. It's a part of an EP/album that I'm putting out in a few months. So I'm excited about that. It's getting great feedback. Everybody's loving it. So I'm excited.
Oh, man.
Love it. So
definitely. Well, let's get into your journey, man. Let's because you know a lot of people don't know how you came into this industry. Let's talk about you coming into this industry. Of course, meeting Missy, which you guys created Magic. How did it all come together for you?
Well, in 1994, Devontae from Jodeci, they came up to Rochester, New York, where I'm from, and they did their last album. But Devontae had this collection of artists called the Basement Crew, and he needed another girl for Sugar, a group that he had, and I auditioned and got the part. And that's where I met Missy, Tim, Magoo, Playa, Genuine, and we have been family and making music ever since. That's how I came into the industry, you know, I mean, officially. But Missy, once she left to become Missy Elliott, she came and grabbed me and asked me to do some background vocals for her Missy So Addictive. And in the midst of that, I didn't go out there. She flew me to LA. I didn't even go out there to get a deal. I never wanted to be a solo artist. But in the midst of being out there, I played Motel on a guitar for her, and she took me to Sylvia Rome, which was Electra at the time, and I got a deal. And everything just spiraled and just everything happened. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You said that you played the guitar.
Uh-huh.
So let's rewind it a little bit. Let's rewind it just a little bit more, Tweet, because I think what our audience or we would like to know is where it was rooted from. Like, where did you get this musical talent? Because it's more than just you singing. It sounds like you can play instruments, like you do it all. So where did that come from? Was it always in you as a child? How was it groomed or embedded?
Well, it came from, I came from a musical family. My mom and dad were both in gospel groups. My mom, the Gospel Pearls with her brothers and sisters, and my dad, did a whole lot of gospel quartet groups. So it came from there. And I sung in church since I was a little girl, and it started there. And then I think I kind of honed in on it, really going to the School of the Arts in Rochester, New York, and started singing in a gospel group. And, it's just been that. And I remember the first time I picked up a guitar was after coming home from recording with Devante and being frustrated with waiting for music. My dad had a raggedy guitar in the corner. It had 3 strings on it. So I got tired of waiting for music. So I picked up the guitar, and that's how I came up with Motel. And that's why Motel only really has a bass line, because it was only 3 strings. And from there, I started writing songs on the guitar. I played the drums in church when I was little, so I can play the drums as well.
But see,
wow, I love it.
Yeah.
When I fell in love with you, like when you wrote that song, Call Me About Me, I was thinking to myself, like, man, Tweet is really in tune with our
right.
So Tweet, you've done a lot of collaborations with people. Speaking of,
just cut you off, Romeo.
Right.
I gotta ask, like at that point in time, you just said, you, Player, Magoo, Timbo, Missy, Leah. Did you know that you guys were creating a blueprint? Like, y'all literally created the blueprint for everybody else to follow after that with their collective groups.
No, I just think it was destined. I think it was God's plan that we all met. And I think Devante really has an ear, and he's a genius. So he knew to bring us all together. God used him to bring us together. So we didn't know. We were just creatives. We are creatives, and we was just creating music, and we always just wanted to stay in our own lane and do our own thing, you know what I mean? And not want to sound like anybody else. So I guess that's what it comes from. It's God-given, I guess, and it was God ordained.
And I didn't mean to cut you off, Romeo. I'm sorry. I thought that's what you was talking about, the song that she wrote about you. Okay. But Tweet, you've done a lot of collaborations. You were speaking of your gospel roots. Of course, you did collabs with the greatest gospel singer of our time, Karen Clark Sheard, one of the greatest anyway. You've also done some collabs with Whitney Houston, but you also did a collab with Monica. So let's kind of settle this all together, because we've been talking about it for the last couple of days. I'm sure you tuned into the verses. Who did you think that won the verses, Monica or Brandy? We just got to get you to weigh in.
Well, honestly, I think it was Brandy. I think Brandy, but I think they both did a great job. I think it was pretty much a tie, but because I'm just a Brandy fan, maybe I'm biased, and I love Monica though. Don't get me wrong, but Brandy, like before I even got into the business, I was listening to Brandy, and Brandy kind of was my vibe. You know what I mean? And so, but last night or the night before when it happened, I think it's a tie. I'm gonna be safe and say a tie.
Tweet has spoken. She said a tie, but she also said Brandy. So that's the end that we're gonna end that right now. We're gonna end that.
Both ladies, Both ladies did wonderful. They did great, and they are like blowing up the charts. It's just full of them. Like right now, you know what I mean? Billboard and iTunes is just, they have totally flooded the charts right now.
So next question. Let's get into your new single, Never Felt This Way. So I listened to it. It's fire.
Thank you.
When you listen to the lyrics, you can't help but to wonder, who is the song about? Like, never felt this way about this person before. Explain to us, where did the inspiration come from, and who is the song about?
Well, the song is about my best friend. It's a friendship that I've had for a minute. This came from, being heartbroken so many times. And then finally meeting someone that shows you what unconditional love is, meeting me at my broken place, but loving me beyond that and knowing this is not where I'm gonna evolve. Someone I've never felt that way before, that loves me through my bad days, my good days, when I don't feel like smiling, when I'm too goofy, when, just unconditionally. And that's what the song is about. I've never felt this way about this person or in love, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I've always compromised. I've always been cheated on. But this person has shown me that it's not going to do that. You know what I mean? It has proven to me that real love exists.
I love that feeling.
So let's get into it. We're gonna play a snippet of it right now so people can get a taste of it.
Yeah, thank you.
Never this way before. Never felt this way before. Since
Okay.
Why y'all stop it? I was feeling
right.
But
happened?
Loved it. Maybe you can finish your tweet because that was fire. Yeah.
Oh, child, it's 9:38 in the morning. You want me to sound like Barry White this morning?
Like I haven't tuned up yet, but
right.
I heard
I ain't drank my tea or nothing like that.
Yeah, you definitely understand. Yes.
There was a.
Well,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I heard like a gospel like feel in the background too of it. Where is that coming from, Tweet? I know you told us your history, right? You told us. So did you want to touch on that?
A lot of times when I write songs, I try to be not be so churchy, but it's just in me. And I remember Missy told me one time, I was like, that sounds too churchy on some other songs that I wrote. She was like, girl, do it because that's who you are. So I'm never like shy. I'm never going to shy away from my roots, and that's church. And I think it's, I try to hit the soul, and if it comes from my soul, hopefully it reaches other people that way. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you give us the first 8 bars of that song? Now you don't have to sing it. I want you to talk it. You don't have to sing it.
Oh, y'all already know.
I want you to talk. I want you to give us the lyrics and then the inspiration behind those lyrics. Just the first 8 bars.
It's when I wake up in the morning, you put a smile on my face, and if the days of disappointment, I think of you and I'm okay. What I'm trying to tell you, I want all the world to see that you're my world, a precious treasure. That's what you are to me. I never felt this way before. Never felt this way.
Poetic.
Chills.
So poetic. Look, that deserves.
Thank you. I used to write poems that's how I started writing music. And my first poem was about Ralph Tresvant. And because I was a diehard New Edition back when I was in high school. I love New Edition. I'm like a stan for New Edition. And I wrote this song, and this young lady, I went to the School of the Arts. She actually created a jazz song, and it played on some of the jazz. I can't remember it so long ago, but that's how I started writing songs, from poetry.
Love it.
Yeah.
This is your 3rd album, self-titled project, Charlene. It's going to be coming out soon. Tell us more about the project.
Well, Charlene is a record I put out in 2016, 17.
Okay.
That's a whole project that came out 16, 17. So that's been out. This new project is untitled, and you just can expect the same thing that you're hearing now from Never Felt This Way. It's like that vibe. It's more, I went back like Southern Hummingbird. It's just all on that very soulful, very in your face lyrics, like pages from my diary. So you know what I've been going through since the last album. Yeah.
Is the creation process different? You know, with the way the world is and the pandemic, and you know, does it affect your creative process?
Well, you know, since the pandemic, when it first happened, when we first got shut down, I was so like upset, you know, and just mad at what was happening, along with what's happening in the world with, you know, killing of our Black people. You know, I didn't want to write anything. You know, I was really upset, you know, and really sad. You know, you go through that moment like, what is the world gonna, what is it coming to? And then all of my live shows got canceled. So there was a point where I didn't want to write anything, you know what I mean? But music was a medicine. So I listened to music, but I didn't want to write anything. But recently, you know, I've been writing because that's like medicine. That's like therapy for me. But at first I didn't. But it hasn't changed the way I write music, you know, or the inspiration behind music. It just put a little pause on it because everyone had to kind of self-reflect in this time that we've been at home, you know. So that's what I've been doing. Yeah.
Love it.
Ask you before we let you go. You know, I remember growing up seeing you in Honey, and I love seeing you in that movie. But you've also appeared in other movies. Is acting something you're going to be jumping back into anytime soon?
I would love to. I actually have this dream of mine to redo Mahogany because I love Diana Ross. Yes, I love Diana Ross. I love Diana Ross. I love all of the movies, my favorite movies, you know, Mahogany, Lady Sings the Blues, and all of that. So I would love to redo that, but I would love to definitely do right by it, you know what I mean? And not just jump into something and not know and be looking like a singer that's trying to act, you know what I mean? You know? So I would love to do it justice, but I would definitely want to touch on it again. Definitely.
That would be dope.
That would be dope. Super dope. Yeah.
So here for it. You know, you got to put it out there in the atmosphere, which you
yes. I hope nobody don't, but I hope no, you know, when you put something in the atmosphere, somebody will grab it. So please don't do Mahogany. I want to do that.
It's yours. It's yours. You claim. Yes.
Right.
You got a lot of love coming in from Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, man. D Shields, Mellow Brown.
That's my nephew. What's up?
Hey, Mellow.
Everybody's like loving Tweet. You know, I love you because of our song. Don't let nobody take away our song. Don't let them do that.
I won't.
So Tweet, I gotta ask you. You know, everybody's, you know, versus is everybody's in it is going. Like, if you had to choose someone to be in versus, who would it be? Who do you think would be a perfect match for you?
For me,
that's a good question, Amir.
Yeah, it is. I really wouldn't want to do it, but if I had to do it, I would want to do it with Bilal because I think our spirits are aligned alike, and we have like the same type of music, and I think people would love and enjoy that. I think so.
Nice.
Yeah, really
let's
smooth.
put that energy out there.
Yeah, that would be good, right?
We're like,
right.
We're putting that out there in the universe too.
A couple of things to put out in the atmosphere. Your verses with Bilal and your Mahogany.
Yes.
Diana Ross, baby.
Yeah, you're gonna make me watch that all over again. That's giving me so much energy. We have to always tap back to and pay homage to, you know, the women that have paved the way for us. So
yes,
I love
definitely.
that you even said it. Y'all hear that, chillins? Okay.
Right.
I can totally see you being Diana Ross effortlessly.
I would love to. Listen, I would take on that role. I would take that role so seriously. Listen, I would shut my whole phone, my everything down, and just focus and just be that. I would love to.
So we hear the director, the producer that's watching the show. Hey, y'all hear Tweet. She's already claiming it. And she's talking about her work ethic that she will put into it. So come on, God.
and that soundtrack will be fire. Okay?
Yes. Okay, well, we don't want to keep you long. We know that you have other interviews to do today, but we definitely want to thank you. We appreciate you for stopping by rolling out the AM wake up call. And please stop by anytime. We would love to have you, especially when your new project comes out as well. Stop back by. Come on.
Thank you. I will. I appreciate the love and all of that. I thank you guys for taking out your time and wanting to interview little me. Thank you.
Yes, Never Felt This Way Before is out right now. It's fire. You guys caught a snippet of it, but it's just that feel good music that you just put on repeat. I love it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too. All right. Bye-bye.
Okay, Romeo. She saw it. She saw the heart. Look.
Make sure she saw the again, okay? Jesus Christ.
She saw it.
Love it. So we got.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's finish this report real quick before we go to positive thoughts. What we got coming? Let's go, Ashley. Ashley, let me know where we next. Lil Boosie says, "Free Bill Cosby. Let's start a petition to free Bill Cosby."
I'm signing today. I'm signing.
So Lil Boosie wants a petition to free Bill Cosby, and actually Bill Cosby, his lawyers won. Well, they didn't win a decision, but the judge is agreeing to listen to an appeal because he's saying that the documents that were used in the trial, they were actually supposed to be sealed, and I guess the prosecutor opened it illegally. So there is some opportunity that Cosby may be getting out soon. We're gonna keep you guys posted on that. Let's go to the next slide. Shout out to Black Excellence. Tyler Perry becomes the first Black actor to be named as a billionaire. Of course, ATL. We gotta give it up to Tyler Perry.
Call me, Tyler.
All right, excited. Positive thoughts of the day. Let's start with Cassidy.
Okay. Positive thoughts of the day. You put your mind to throw it to Romeo.
You silly. It's Wednesday, and what I need y'all to do is submit yourselves to learn more and tweet something positive so that you can have an uplifting day. Ty?
I like how you tied all that in. I feel it, brother. So I'm gonna catch it, and I'm gonna throw this your way. So what I really liked about one of our guests said it earlier, and also to Tweet, she said she got tired of waiting on music, so she started on her own, like her guitar, and she just started making music, which we then heard organically grew her career. So Romeo, you touched a little bit on a Facebook post somebody also sent in. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about us on the AM wake up call about us not going into certain things. So I'm going to wrap it all up and say, don't wait on anybody to give you anything or do anything for you. If you don't see it put in place, if you don't see it in action, then that means it's for you to do it. So I'm going to pass it on over to my girl, Portia.
Hey, y'all. Hey. So I am feeling a little zenful today. It is Wednesday, Romeo. We got 2 more days to the end of the week, but I just want to close out positive thoughts on the serenity prayer because we still got 2 more days in the week. So God, I need the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Amen to that.
Glory.
Thanks for the prayer, Portia Monique. We all need prayer in these days. But I'm gonna say this is September, so we have A couple months left in this crazy 2020, but we got to finish strong. It's the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, everybody know in the game, in the fourth quarter, you got to go hard in the paint. So that's what I'm telling everybody to do, to go hard in the paint on this fourth quarter. Make sure you finish this year strong. Forget about whatever happened during the rest of the year. You got to finish strong. You got to win this game. Let's go, Munson.
Positive thoughts of the day. Thanks to everybody who tuned in today. This is Rolling Out AM with Portia Monique, Kai Cooper, A.R. Shaw, Romeo, and Cass in the city. Of course, we want those to remember their Lord's Prayer without having to ever read it, granting serenity. I do think, Amir, it is not a couple of months. It is actually 4. So a couple kind of means 2. And Lord knows, don't get them too happy about what it is. But be happy and take it one day at a time. Take one day at a time. Don't skip past. Don't skip all forward. Just stay in today and love yourself first. I'm Munson C, Cass in the City, Romeo on the National, A.R. Shaw, Ty Cooper, and Portia Monique, Detroit, Florida, ATL, ATL, ATL. Peace. We love you guys, everybody. Detroit, everybody who tuned in. We're rolling out AM, the wake up call.